that do not resist and just allow this system to be rolled out without any resistance. Now move on to the next talking point. I have exposed this woman in the past in my previous broadcast that she is not who she is. She's a fraud. And some of the audience members who watched this broadcast, they clued in, they did their own analysis, they posed their own critical thinking question. They arrived to their own conclusion and they agreed with my analysis. But there are a portion of the audience that did not choose to listen, did not make any critical thinking question, and they choose to continue following this woman. Now it's come to my attention that she's being exposed on Vice magazine, which is a fairly mainstream media outlet, and she's being ridiculed. She's being laughed at. And guess what? They're making her to look like a fool. And what does that say for the people who are following her and for the influencers who have promoted her and who have advocated for her? Now they are made out to look like fools as well. So this is very bad for the QAnon movement. So we're starting to see how this entire operation is coming to fruition, because I'm starting to see that she is a Psyop used to infiltrate this QAnon movement in order to make QAnon believers look like fools. It's no longer enough to call them conspiracy theorists, because conspiracy theorists are actually becoming truthers. We're actually getting a lot of credibility because a lot of our conspiracy theories were coming true. But now she's made to look like a fool in this article, and the followers as well as the influencers who promoted her are made to look like a fool, because she has her followers going around giving cease and desist orders to police stations, to businesses, like they have any type of value or validity, and they don't. And they're being laughed at like fools that they are for serving a cease and desist letter that actually has no weight. In order for a cease and desist letter to actually have some type of merit and for it to be effective, you actually need to have it on a lawyer's letterhead. So that way the recipient knows that, number one, you're serious. Number two, you have legal representation that's going to follow through with your orders. That is not some, fake, bogus claim that you're making through these cease and desist letters, which is what her letters are. They're just bluff. They're meaningless. They have no weight. And this is why the people who are serving these cease and desist letters, they're being laughed at. They're being made to look like fools. And now it is hurting the QAnon movement, because the QAnon movement was supposed to be a movement to help groom people that are critical thinkers, that can think on their own, that can evaluate situations and see truth from falsehood. But you got 20,000 people following her and going around blindly serving cease and desist letters that have no weight, that have no value, and they actually believe that she is Queen of England, chief in command. How do you have a Queen of England and chief in command in the same title? It's not possible. Queen of England is a monarchy. Chief in command is a democratic or republic government. How do you have the two of them like that? And if she was really legitimate and official, this would need to be broadcasted for the collective conscious to be aware of. It would not be broadcasted on a fringe Telegram group, influencing a fringe group of people believing she is the secret ruler and government leader of Canada. So now it's blowing up in her face because this article is pretty mainstream. It's blowing up in people who follow her, and it's blowing up in the influencers that have promoted her and supported her and actually advocated her as being the truth because she sounded sincere. Listen, just because a person sounds sincere doesn't mean they're speaking the truth. Okay? Some crazy people, they can sound very sincere because they really believe in their lies. Some pathological liars can do the